a final that Michael Smith was in. 2018, Saarbrücken.
I know where you're going here.
Away game for Smith against the home favourite. He played hot that night and lost. He is now up against a hot Danny Noppert, who is desperately after his third PDC title tonight.
Yeah, and that defeat for Michael Smith against Max Hopp in the German Darts Open in 2018, one of 4 defeats he has suffered in European Tour finals since taking the honours in Gibraltar 5 years ago. He will not want to make it 5, I can tell you that. However, he knows he's up against a really talented player, no doubt about that. The world number 12, Danny Noppert, a UK Open champion. And the man who made the quarterfinals of the European Championship last year as well. That was a close run thing against Nathan Aspinall, 10-9 on that occasion.
I'll tell you what kind of performance he wants in this final. Something akin to what he did against Callan Rids in Players Championship 15 in that final, because that was almost 110, and that wasn't even his best average that day. Against Florian Hempel in the quarterfinals, he found 115, almost. It's a good start from Michael. He has the dart in this final.
100. Michael, you require 72.
And he has got the jump in the world rankings at this point in time. It's double 12, and it's an excellent start from Smith, who comes out of the blocks so much better than the semi-final.
Well, he came out of the blocks very quickly in that UK Open final as well. He got the early break. He led 3-0 against Danny Noppert in that best of 21 encounter.
23.
And in the end, it was a break of throw by Noppert in the decider that swung the final his way. So Michael Smith won't be getting too carried away, even if he opens up a break of throw in the early stages of this one.
We already talk about Michael Smith building resilience as his career evolves, but we've never questioned the resilience of Danny Noppert. He inherently, genetically has this resilience that people envy. He may need that tonight against the Smith, who is out of the blocks and running. First maximum belongs to him.
Yeah, Jacques Nulat made a very good point as well when we were talking about Noppert earlier on, pointing out that this is not actually his first big final in Holland. He's played in significant others as well. The Dutch Open final against Martin Adams in 2016, the Finder Masters as well against Jim Williams in December 2017, and a couple of others as well before he graduated to the PDC circuit.
135.
Now Michael Smith, for that first break of throw, is looking at 135, which is not going to go.
63.
But he won't mind, because he had 6 darts from that position, and he's on 72 once again, as was the case in leg 1.
Could be his number tonight. Once you've hit it once,
134.
you've got the belief he'll do it again for 2-0. Same route, different result,
66.
and doesn't find plan B in double 6.
55.
Noppy, or the man known as the Freeze, dodging a bullet and finding 1-1.
Danny Noppert.
Well, he avoids the pitfall that befell him in that final in Minehead. The early Michael Smith break. Smith had opportunities there.
100.
Missed darts at double 12 and double 6 for a 2-0 lead, so we're level at 1 apiece. First to 8 this final, not first to 11. Although many fans would be hoping it is.
58.
It is fair to say that Noppert didn't really get close to Michael van Gerwen in that final in Graz.
100.
No, 8-5 in the end. So I know what you mean. He was chasing it, wasn't he, for large portions of that one.
He really was.
Just ran out of time and ran out of legs, really.
But it was a good experience for him to be in that final for the first
93.
time. And what he's doing is he's starting to crack every level of the game. Majors, European tours,
100.
floor stuff, where he's had plenty of semi-finals this year. He was always renowned as this incredible player who would get to the last four and disappear. He's not disappearing tonight. Not with the fourth dart behind him.
And he's left himself 170 as well. Noppert, as we've mentioned it a couple of times this weekend, an astonishing record on 170 finishes. And of all weekends to find one here, well, not to be. When we've seen it 3 times already this weekend.
96. Michael requires 61.
Is it 25? No, it's not. It is. Double 4, which is missed. Now, Danny this week has gone for the treble 18 here usually, but he's switching his plan. Tops, and that's a lovely single.
34.
It was firmly out of the way of the middle of that top bed. Didn't have to adjust. Smith, who will be booed in this final, finds double 1. It's a whole throw for a second time, and he's got one lowly fan in the front there. That is one brave boy.
Yeah, security will keep an eye on him. 2-1 Smith leads, finishing things off with double 1, with Noppert having missed the opportunity at double 20. And do you know what? I think we'll see a lot of legs like this where it could easily flip the other way, where one player misses a dart at double, then there's a steal, then there's a break back. I think it could be a topsy-turvy encounter, but going with throw so far, 2-1 Smith leads.
Do we need to talk about how many finals Michael Smith's been in his career? He's played in a lot of finals and won finals in the development tour early in his career, but won his first title in early 2011. So he's been winning titles in the PDC for 11 years. But he has now been in 41 finals. And he's got 16 wins. That is a ratio. And I don't want to be negative, but he will have wanted more titles than that.
Especially the one last January.
60.
Incredibly. What a noise in here. It was just like this last night where Danny Jansen was playing. And who got rid of him? Michael Smith. So he can play the away game against the popular player.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually, Paul, because that might stand him in good stead, although this is on a slightly different level, isn't it, really? It's much louder tonight than it was in that Janssen match.
In the semi-finals, they were playing for £3,500. In this game, they're playing for £15,000. Now, it may not change their season. They're both looking super sweet for the Euros. They're both incredibly safe for the World Match Play. This is not about the money. This is about getting a title.
And for Michael Smith, it's about ending this sequence that could easily bother him. I don't know whether it does or not, but I'm sure it might be at the back of his mind. £20,000 for Noppert on the European Order of Merit coming into this tournament. Smith on 13. So both players assured of their places in the European Championship as Noppert levels with a 19 darter.
I will say one thing. His ratio in finals this year is pretty good.
Yep.
When it comes to ranking finals, that is. He did win a final in the Premier League Thursday. And he's won 2 Pro Tour titles this year as well, so 2
Very
finals
recently.
won there.
Back-to-back in Wigan.
So if we look at things in a more compartmentalised state of mind in the last 6 months, it's looking a lot rosier than it was previously in his career.
180.
Such a strange reaction for a 180, that. People want to cheer it, but it came from Michael Smith. It didn't come from Danny.
57.
The camera angle illustrates what they can see. Good switch there from Smith.
Yeah, well and truly in control on his throw in this leg as well. It's been a very prominent feature, I think, especially in the match.
131.
Well, to some extent against Damon Heta, not so against Mervyn King, but his opening match, he was always in control on throw. He was very difficult to break down. in that match against Janssen.
We'll see at this juncture, before we go to the end of leg 5, Charlie Korslevin's first weekend as a
58.
Euro Tour referee. He's got the final.
Yeah, he's done really well.
Great job.
Never had any doubts about that, to be honest. But
standing to throw first.
here he is,
Game on.
taking charge of the biggest match of the weekend as Michael Smith opens up a 3-2 lead.
We will pay some respect to Kirk Bevins as well, a Euro Tour veteran.
Yes.
And you'll see plenty of him over the course of the summer.
And the rest of the team on stage, the scorers, everybody behind the scenes as well. That keeps the PDC Europe Roadshow ticking over. We'll roll into Western Germany next time at the start of July.
Before that, we go to New York City, Copenhagen.
100.
There's just action everywhere, but the ranking action for the PDC Stars, it takes a bit of a back step before we hit it again in July. But look what's happening here. We dreamt all weekend of having a 9, and he's at it again.
Yeah, not for the first time today. What was that? That's now 4 times this weekend that he's kicked off with back-to-back 180s, twice against Damon Heta, and he's done it in the semi-final. I've always had faith we'd have a 9 darter this weekend, but we're not going to have it yet in leg 6.
Still got faith.
65.
Still got faith.
Danny,
how about another 170?
170?
I've had plenty of those.
Low, and Danny did not like that one bit.
58. Michael, you require 76.
The balloons keep coming out. They're keeping the security guys on their toes. Meanwhile, on the stage, Michael Smith is closing in on a 4-2 lead
56.
and a break of throw, and he might still get a chance here with Noppert on 1-1-2. No margin for error here for Danny Noppert.
Now he has to squeeze past that one. He didn't have to go that route. If Michael Smith had done that very thing, he was going to go for the treble 18 and double 19 to go for the 2 open shots.
20.
For 4-2. Break of throw. Yes. 4-2 Smith.
Michael Smith. 7th leg, it's Michael to throw first.
Danny's getting discombobulated up on the stage. He doesn't know where his water is. Some of these players, they're still used to the one table system, you see, pre-COVID.
14 darter, 17 darter, 13 and a 15 for Michael Smith. That's nicely consistent, especially when you consider the stakes we have in this final.
Well, Danny's averaging 87 in this
100.
final, which is a good 10 points behind his tournament average. Smith is behind his tournament average by 8, but it's 6 better
60.
than Danny. He's winning the small battles at the minute, and he's the one who's at the halfway point.
Yeah, and at the moment there's about 18 points between them in the front 9 average as well. But Danny Noppert is looking to do something about that because he knows he can't afford to let Michael Smith get too much of a head start, because the finishing is in the main strong once again.
This camera angle is so telling when it comes to that third dart of Michael Smith. If I had 50 pence for the amount of times he has walked too early, I may have earned more. There it is. He's moving on dart 3. I would have made more from that than darts in my career. I wish I could eradicate it from his game, because I do believe it would help him.
1-2-8 for a break of throw. Only one way to go here. Treble 20 for the bullseye. Another showstopper for Danny Noppert. 1-2-8 is the target. Bullseye is found, and Michael Smith is broken back straight away. And Michael Smith, such a class act, acknowledging his opponent's prowess on that occasion.
Yesterday, I likened Danny Janssen to Dalton from Roadhouse. And in that movie from 1989, he says, be nice until it's time to not be nice. That was very nice from Michael Smith, tapping his darts with his hand.
60.
But Michael, it's time to not be nice.
Best leg of the match as well. 12 darter for Danny Noppert, a break of throw, a 1-2-8 checkout. Might just be the fillip that he needs to move on from here. Michael Smith has only kicked off with 60 in this leg.
60.
And he's only added 60 more with his second visit as well. So,
I just wonder what the right tactic is for Smith in this final. Does he really need to dig deep and show a bit of gumption? Or does he just keep it internal and then use it to get himself to the end?
83.
If he's feeling a little bit of nerves or tension, he needs something to happen where he can let it out.
60.
Just get the feeling that he keeps things in a bit too much, and it bubbles up and it bubbles up to the point where it becomes detrimental.
well, 3 visits of
57.
60 for Michael Smith in this leg. I think on throw is where it matters for Michael Smith.
180.
Now that's a revival. I think if he can hover around the 13-14 dart area on throw, that will be a good starting point for him from here on in.
This would be so ironic, Rob. He's left 1 for 1 for 9 darters so many times this weekend. This is for a 15. It's not going to happen.
But it would have been hugely ironic had he found 1 for 1 there.
Danny requires 79.
Well, Danny Noppert looking at 79. Double 11.
Oh!
He's gone next door.
And that's taken everything. It's bust the shot. So if Smith misses this, he'd have to go back to 79. But he doesn't. He's got to go back to the mat because he's now 2 behind again. Good spirit between the players. Love to see that.
3 successive breaks off throw, 2 of them for Michael Smith, and he's back in charge at 5-3, and he's on throw here as well. And Danny Noppert, well, a penny for his thoughts there, because he just strayed the wrong side of that double 11 wire and into double 14. And even if he'd returned, he would have gone back to 79. And it might just be a game changer. But what a response once again from Danny Noppert.
He's got 3 maximums. Smith's got 5.
131.
The doubles are pretty decent. Noppert 50%. Smith hovering around what he's done in the tournament, around that 40% mark. I've talked about Michael Smith, of course, and how he's done in finals, losing 25 of them and winning 16. But Noppert, in the infancy of his career compared to Michael Smith, has been in 5 finals and won 2. He has lost a TV final against Michael van Gerwen in the World Series finals, as well as being in other finals previously. It's a very strong leg from Danny. Looking at the treble 7 there, just fails on that, but it will be back.
55.
Yeah, and Danny Noppert is in prime position here to register for him a 2nd successive break of throw and a 4th successive break in this match. Tops 11 darter break of throw after the 12 dart break of throw on the previous occasion. He's not going anywhere just yet, Paul.
I told you he was resilient. If this guy was a boxer, he'd have a steel chin.
I did confidently predict at the outset of this match that we would have situations where we would have fluctuating breaks of throw, steals, unlikely steals. I didn't think we'd have this many, I've got to say.
I didn't think I was going to see 48 maximums from these two at this stage of the tournament. That's a lot.
97.
We talk about maybe getting 20 maximums going into a Players' Championship final as a great day. These guys have got way more.
I mean, Michael Smith, this is his 5th match of the tournament, and he's on 27. That's just absolutely frightening.
That's what he can do.
Ooh, that's desperately unlucky.
76.
That could well have cost him a shot at the finish.
19s for Michael Smith now. 7 of these would be very nice, if not more.
How about 9? Oh, yeah. That shot on the floor for Noppert really has cost him now. Who knows what he would have left? Could have left 140.
57.
Doesn't matter. Smith for another break of throw. Tops. in 6-4.
Absolutely brilliant, and that is an 11 dart break as well. So we've had back-to-back 11 dart breaks of throw. One for Noppert, one for Smith. We've had 5 breaks in total now in the last 5 legs. If somebody can just master the art of holding throw, it could be a very different match, especially if it's Michael Smith.
If Michael Smith was to win this tournament, would he be Player of the Month? Considering Luke Humphries has won 2 European Tour titles, but Smith will have won 3. 2 on the floor and 1 on the stage.
Ah, it's a good question.
That would be such a good poll for Twitter. Player of the Month. It's not something that the PDC do. They do it in the Premier League. Maybe we should do it as well.
Do you know, I was thinking as well, another idea for the PDC. You know the... Well, just see if Noppert fills this up, by the way. Yes, he does. There's another maximum. The Puskas Award for the best goal. Maybe a Puskas Award for the best visit.
Oh,
especially when we're in Europe.
Whitlock. He'll get it for the year.
That will be your Puskas for not just this weekend, but for this year.
That's one of the best shots ever.
If not the decade.
Speaking of the bullseye.
95.
Well,
Michael, you require 134.
130 plays, 134. Remember, first to 8.
94.
I hate to say it, Danny.
Danny, you require.
But I think you're going to have to hit this.
Well, he already took out the 128 on the bullseye. This is 130 on the bullseye. But double 5 instead.
Games on the 11th leg. Danny Noppert.
Wow. Smith wasn't watching, but he felt it. Everybody felt that. What a player Danny Noppert is. He is like sand in your shorts. He's like thorns in your socks.
What a second dart. What a second dart that was. I was convinced it was going to be 20 in bulk, but it wasn't. It was 60 and 5s.
140.
Well, the complexion changes again.
Certain things you love to see on the Euro Tour and the PDC Tour in total. I love to see Rob Cross and Luke Humphries going at it like we have seen the last couple of weeks. But these two, they've got what we call game chemistry. Something
140.
that isn't the case for every match. They're 4-4 in their head-to-head record. Danny's won the last 2. A European Tour event, that was last week. And it was brilliant. It was 6-4 to Noppert, and they both averaged over 102. This game may not have the stats to back that up, but it's just as intriguing.
Can I just remind everybody what Danny Noppert has just done, by the way? 4-2 down, and he's conjured up 3 successive breaks of throw against Michael Smith with a 12-darter, 11-darter and a 12-darter. And in that time, he's had a 128 checkout on the bull and a 130 checkout as well. I mean, that is absolutely astonishing. And yet he's 6-5 down still.
And he could well be 7-5 down. And he is. This is remarkable, this final. That blitz against the throw from Danny is 35 darts. That's what we saw from Chisnell this afternoon in 3 consecutive legs. But Smith's ability to withstand this Noppert onslaught is just gargantuan.
7 successive breaks of throw. 4 for Michael Smith, who's in the ascendancy once again, throwing first. But this time, Paul, he's throwing for the match, and he's only kicked off with 60 again.
Here we go. Another break imminent.
Another 180 imminent.
140.
What a match.
There's only been 9 180s in this game. Only 9.
2 surplus checkouts for Danny. There was only 2 in the final in Minehead in that best of 21 encounter. 1 apiece.
In his tournament, he's had a bit of finishing bingo going on here. 130, 128, 126, a 121, a 108 and a 105. If you had all those numbers, congratulations.
Running out of room on our graphics screen. They might have to create an extra line in a minute. 284 plays 261. Noppert just working so hard and working so effectively to get back on track time after time after time.
If Danny wins this game from this position, Michael Smith is definitely taking him off that Christmas card list.
140.
But it is a look at a 144.
Danny require 121.
Unless Danny finds An 8th ton plus checkout in this tournament. It's the Bull.
Again.
Games from the 13th leg.
Wow,
Danny
what a
Noppert.
match. It's another break of throw and another 12 darter. And just to remind you what's happened in the last 5 legs. 11, 11, 12, 12, 12. Just in the last 5 legs.
All breaks.
100.
And this final just continues to deliver. Danny Noppert 6-7 down on throw, but
131.
Michael Smith will just be hoping and praying he can maintain this sequence of breaks, because if he can, the title will be his and he will be the recipient of a 5th European Tour crown and his first in 5 years.
What you're saying to yourself at this juncture is, my kingdom for a hold of throw. You just sense that maybe
82.
this game is destined to go the distance again.
Yeah, my word. And wasn't it 8-7 against Hop as well in that final?
It
in the German
was.
Darts Open. And dare I say it, Michael Smith might be haunted by that.
And it was a 1-2-1 on the Bull that Max Hop hit in the last leg.
And also, when Noppert won that UK Open final, he won it with a break of throw as well. It was a 13-dart break of throw, and that would be just so in keeping with this.
1-2-7.
Surely not again.
And game. Well, it is 154 to win the title.
Michael, you require 154.
Not going to do it. So it is a tale
74.
of another game that goes the distance.
8.
Well, Danny Noppert's got to find double 4 first. And he hasn't found it yet, Paul.
Oh,
score.
well, well, well.
Michael, you require
It's an easier
80.
chance, and you should get a shot. One shot to win it. Tops.
60.
Just comes out late.
Danny, you require 8.
That may be the only shot he gets to win this thing.
Match starts have come and gone for Michael Smith, or at least one of them has. Double 2 for Danny. That's awkward, I have to tell you. But he uses it well. Just a little touch on the way through. And as was the case in Minehead in the first weekend of March in the UK Open final, we are going to a decider once again between Danny Noppert and Michael Smith. And Danny Noppert ends that sequence of breaks of throw. He conjures up the all-important hold. He's level at 7-all, and echoes of 2018 and the German Darts Open here for Michael Smith, I can tell you.
91.
Now that Danny has not started with a maximum, Michael Smith finds a 12 darter, he wins. And he's found 1 treble in the first 2 visits.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
Absolutely breathless stuff from these two. What a final.
I can hardly breathe. I fear to think how these guys feel. I've been in a last leg decider
60.
in a European Tour final. Not at this level. That was only best of 11. But Smith does not find another treble with visit 3.
Danny Noppert has come through 3 final leg matches this weekend already. 6-5 against Schindler, 6-5 against Peter Wright, 6-5 against Boris Gerchmar. It might well come to be that he comes through a final leg decider again in the final itself.
Michael Smith has not been in a last leg decider this week. He's not needed it. But how good was that 140?
Vital. Just about enough in hand, you would feel, maybe. That groan is music to the ears of Michael Smith.
Now what does he do?
81.
Does he go 16s or does he stay up top?
104.
He's going 16s. Oh, he's going downstairs.
Tops. Oh, what a way to finish it. Michael Smith silences the crowd. And he banishes those memories of that 8-7 defeat by Max Hop.